Yeah, and congratulations. Debut here at Madison Square Garden. Was it all you'd hoped it would be?
Yeah, of course. The walk-on itself was something interesting. It's not something we've done before. For me as a player, of course, it's very unique. And even when I walked on the stage, there were some people at the stage like giving me handshakes or fist bumps. It's something unique. And of course, walking into the Madison Square Garden this afternoon, preparing for my matches. It's still Madison Square Garden, so it's fantastic to be here.
Was it goosebumps walking in for the first time, this iconic arena? Some of the not just sports stars, but just stars in general that have performed here. Was it a goosebump moment?
Yeah, for sure. As I said, it's an iconic venue, and it doesn't get much better than this. So, walking into this afternoon, you can immediately tell that it's a big arena by all the security you get. I needed to show ID to enter this arena today, so it's different than all the others, and. It's just a privilege to be here.
Are you pleased game one's done so you can now settle into the tournament?
Yeah, for sure. After Slovakia, I didn't touch a dart for the last couple of days. I was just enjoying my time here, and then I felt a bit rusty today. But it's part of the game, and I'm happy with the 6-1 win. It wasn't my prettiest, but I'm just happy to get the job done. And the first game is always difficult because you as a PDC player, one of the PDC 8, you want to perform, you want to play well, you want to win this game. That's what I did today. I think that's the most important part, and tomorrow we'll see further.
What's the banter like then? You said there about you're one of the PDC players. What's the banter like when one of you guys loses in the practice room then?
There's a little bit. Of course, you don't want, especially up first, you don't want to be the one in the first game that loses already. You just want to win your game, and if all of us 8 players do, then there's no banter, of course. But if one of them doesn't, the next time you're certainly going to hear about it. So. There's always a little bit extra pressure, not just between the players, but also just being invited here. And but luckily, I got the job done today.
Is this the stepping stone and the prep that you need heading towards Blackpool? Massive tournament on the horizon, and winning here could catapult you into there in the form that you were in last year.
Yeah, for sure. This weekend we got a couple more tournaments, of course, in between. But this weekend, you're on the big stage, massive crowd here, on the TV lights, so you need to perform. And I think. Doing well here this week would give me that boost I need for the match play, and hopefully it'll happen this week.
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Gian, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Fred Krueger is a very unknown player even for our North Americans. How do you feel like he performed out there?
He done himself proud, for sure. As you said, even I knew 7 out of the 8 players in the draw. I didn't know him. Even yesterday at the meet and greet, he was sitting right in front of me. I didn't recognise him, and he said, "We're playing tomorrow." I was like, "Oh. Oops, sorry." So, but he did himself very proud. Even I think the score, it didn't deserve to be 6-1. He missed a couple of legs and a dotted double, and should have been 6-3, maybe 6-4. He did himself proud, and I think he can look back at a very, very positive debut.
Walking out to your song and the walk on, and there were a lot of boos for Fred Krueger actually before you got out there. Were you expecting that?
Not really, but it's England's playing in tomorrow, so probably a lot of England fans in the crowd, and. But then as soon as the game started, they were all shouting USA, USA. So I was like, okay, yeah, make sure we're in the United States today. And it's with England playing tomorrow, it was maybe a little bit expected.
What would you like to do tomorrow as you play the second round and beyond that you need to improve on from tonight?
Not really anything. I felt good tonight. My doubles weren't a little bit as I hoped it would be. Scoring was okay. But I'm just happy to get the job done tonight. And tomorrow it's going to be a whole different day. You got as you said, I didn't know my opponent today. I didn't really know what to expect from him. And tomorrow is going to be different. I know all the rest of the players left in the tournament, so I know what I can expect from them going into tomorrow. And tomorrow, hopefully, there's going to be another Gian Van Veen on stage.
There you go. And what's the plan for now? You have the rest of the night and tomorrow to kind of prepare for tomorrow night. What's the plan?
Well, now the Netherlands is playing, so hopefully we get this quickly done. I can watch the second half of that game, but I've been told we're 2-0 up, so it should be okay. So I have this night off, just relax, probably watch the football, or soccer, as you would say. And then tomorrow we'll have a relaxing day and be ready for the evening.
Cheers, great job.
Thank you, mate. Oh, yeah, Connor, hello.
Yeah, hi, thank you.
No worries.
You've been quite the jet setter this year. You've been in Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Copenhagen, and now New York. What's it like travelling to all these different countries? Because each of these countries, they're quite unique, different areas of the world, different cultures.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, especially to get the invite for the PDC to be in all these tournaments, to represent our beautiful sport in all these countries. It's fantastic. They've all been Bahrain, Saudi, Copenhagen was really good, and now here in New York. You seen it yourself, sold out crowd. Everyone was rooting for it. They were even shouting, "Stand up if you love the dart," and all that kind of stuff. So it's been fantastic, and I'm just glad to be here.
obviously every player wants to win every tournament that they're in, and they always, work hard to do that. But when you are on these World Series stages and maybe less pressure on the match play, for example, how much is it just relaxing, unwinding, enjoying the trip, and how much is it on the job?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. During the day, it's you got to play in the evening, but you also want to see some sights here, just enjoy the day. It's beautiful weather here in New York, so I just walking around, going to Times Square, a little bit of football shirt shopping as I do normally, and then just of course when the evening falls, it's game on, and as soon as you're on that stage, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you're New York, Wigan, Barnsley, Amsterdam, doesn't matter. You just want to perform, you want to win your matches, and that's what the job was tonight. That's what I've done. And it's going to be the same tomorrow. We're relaxing during the day, but in the evening, there's a job to do.
These World Series events almost feel like an extension of the Premier League at times. 36 format, and you've seen a lot of the same guys in the practice room. They're not easy games, are they?
Yeah, a little bit. But I think they're fun to do because of all the places you visit you normally don't visit. But you get along with the same players as you've done during the Premier League for the 16 weeks, and but I really like the World Series. Yeah, as I said, you're going to places that you normally wouldn't visit, and you're doing it for the sport you love to do for your profession. So I'm enjoying my time here, as I've done for the past World Series, as I'm going to do in Australia as well.
Thank you, Gian. Well played today.
Thank you, mate.